Now, in our system, hold, we have core system, and we have type of core system called GPCS. And right click and check the connection. Connection is okay. Go to info provider. You can use or create existing info provider. Let me search it. Hello. So we have a catalog of characteristics and catalog of key figures. Now we need to create key info object. I am creating info objects one by one. Creating info object DEMTL 30 for employee and click on continue and give characteristics and length 5 and activate it. And key figures, we refer to key figures. Right click and create key figure info object. The salary 30. This is currency INR. Then create one more. The tax 30. This is tax activity. Then come back. Now you have a catalog tax and you have another tax and salary. You have another catalog with employee. You have info object ready. Now using this info object, what you can do, you can create ODS, correct? So straight away I am creating ODS. This is top to bottom approach. You are creating topmost object first and later on bottom object. So I am creating ODS object, right click. ODS is known as DSO in DSI, sale marshal object. So create DSO. I am creating DEMTL underscore O30. O30 means ODS 30. Standard naming conventions we do follow something like this only. If you are creating queue, T30. If you are creating multi-provider, M30, like that. Okay, if you are creating in that application area, first info queue, then T01. In that application area, you are creating second info queue, then T02. If you are creating first ODS, then O01. Second ODS, O02. In SD application area, you are creating first multi-provider, then M01. So this is ODS for employee. Then click on continue. And we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. System won't allow 9. So what I'll do, I'll remove underscore. Then keep on create. I kept O as it is. Think of Q. O for audio. DSO also we keep it O only. In certain cases they do keep as DSO in technical naming. Okay. Typically it depends on your naming convention document. It will be provided by your senior people while you are implementing the project. If you are in support project, then you will have standard naming convention document. Based on that standard naming convention document, you need to prepare info objects, info sources, and info cubes, everything. You need to prepare based on the technical name should be based on that standard template. I am going to showcase whatever standard naming convention we are going to follow in our project. Okay, I am going to give that document. Okay, finally in real time. Now keeping, you know what all the fields we created, info objects we created, and employee is going to act as keep field, and GEMPL 30. Enter. And data field, right click, and info object, D salary 30, and D tag 30, and enter. Now we have data field and key field. Now try to look at settings. You can have SID generation. In same place you can see reporting. So here SID generation. Okay. If you want to have that report, then you need to generate the SID. Okay. So if you don't want, you can check. Same that reporting also will be just this. Moving data is already seen. Check quality status. Every time you need to check. So that if you have no need to perform it, and activate data automatically, update data automatically. So you need to uncheck this one if you don't want to report on top of the DSO. Uncheck that one. Then activate it. Now we are going to see only detailed processing. That's the reason I unchecked SID generation. Is it possible to keep navigation attribute in DSO or ODS? There is a folder, so you can say yes. So this is one of the interview questions. Somewhere around in 2005 and 2007. Nowadays nobody is asking. Okay. Is it possible to keep navigation attribute in ODS? You can say yes. And navigation attribute information I will share next in further classes. Is it possible to create indexes for ODS or DSO? Indexes are going to increase your reporting performance, and whenever you generate the report, it will point towards. Why you use if you are indexing it to point towards, right? In same way, for report, whenever you execute the report, for your OLAP engine, the right information within the ODS will be picked up very easily if you create indexes. It's a performance tuning concept. Sometimes it will ask, sometimes it won't ask. While activating the ODS, it is asking for the credentials. I provided credentials, and now system is activating the ODS. System is activating the ODS in the sense it is going to activate the underlying tables like active data table, change log table and new data table. How these tables will be generated? Whenever you created three info objects and you kept three info objects in your ODS, correct? Whenever you keep three info objects in your ODS, because of three info objects, system will generate three fields. Okay, those fields will be act as fields within the three tables. Okay, so if you go and see your active data table, you are going to see start VIP, DMPL, active, this one active as a field, active data table. And start VIP, again active as a field, active data table. Start VIP, salary, start service, again it active as a field. But whenever you model the object, that time, what you do is just check info object and other than info object, you model it and you create a ODS. Now this info object is going to act as a key field within the table, and these two act as a database within the table of active data table. Not only for active data table, it will act as a database for other tables. Same data record, same key. Show that information in the material. Whatever, if you are seeing something, okay, give me that hyperlink or take screenshot of that one and let me know. So they discuss about a certain topic in different situations. We are talking about DSO. That's the reason I asked for further information from you. We are talking about right object. It will lead right document standard. Okay, they will compare and they will document something. Okay, that's the reason. Whenever you want to discuss something, come to me is a screenshot. Okay, just a screenshot. So that in what scenario they are discussing, I can explain you very clearly. Okay, no problem. Everyone needs to do in the same manner. If you are seeing some documentation, if you are unable to digest, okay, then what you can do is that documentation. Okay, showcase to me. Okay, if you want to share if you want to email that one, then take a screenshot and email to me, and later on we can just highlight those points. Later on we can discuss. If it is really useful, then I'll discuss within the classroom. Okay. So aggregation properties, whenever we discuss about the update rules, right? I already said like in update rules, we are going to do certain aggregation with respect to the data target. That time I'll discuss. Okay. If I am unable to discuss or I submit again, then please let me know. That time for sure I am going to discuss. See, most of the time, the ODS objects are going to end up with override functionality. Yesterday, whatever day I said, you have information here and you modified in the code system the same key, then it is going to update the latest information and your old information will be overwritten by the latest information. Today we are going to see that part, and in Bright Optimize we are going to end up with aggregation. Okay, I will discuss about that part later. Okay, now you have activated ODS object and subpart. Now ODS object contains how many tables? 3 tables. Now go to manage for the ODS and you can see 3 tables. New data table, active data table and change log table. If you click on new data table, then it will have just like your CSV structure. So in CSV you can see this ID and data packet ID and subject ID and Apart from that, you can see 3 data fields. These are 3. Okay, so commit means all 3 are 3. So, you create an info object, then this is the corresponding field generated by the system. Create another info object, corresponding field. Create another info object, the main thing, other info object got 0 got 1. By default, it will be maintained by the system. 0 means info object. If I remove 0, then it will be fixed. Now, the table is having all inputs. Right? Execute this one. Okay, there are no table entries. Until now we didn't upload the data, obviously there are no table entries. Okay, come back. And active data table. In active data table, you maintain this one as a key field. So this is being tracked as a key. So earlier in new data table, this is not being tracked as a key. Okay. This is not being tracked as a key in new data table. But in active data table, it is being tracked as a key. How to find out that information? See, we have /DIP A GMPL O3000. This is your active data table. Go to /n H11 /DIC such secondary GMPL O30. What is it? Key field. It is set as a key field and all 3 are data. Sometimes. Let me go back to this one. And you have change log table. In change log table, this is the change log table generated by the system, and your PSA table and change log table will be the same limit dimension. That is 30 2275 30 2275. It will be applicable only for your active data. Okay. Why is it not there, you need to handle request well activation. That's the reason this request is going to act as a key field. Okay. So you need to activate based on the request, and you can find unique requests in the VW site. That's the request ID. Based on the request ID, yes, in the table. But at this point, you need to maintain active data table just like a reporting table, and it should just replicate to your ECG or your OLTP system table information. That's the reason whatever way it was defined in the table, in same way it will define. System will take care of all these arrangements. Okay, no need to do anything from your end. It will maintain just like your OLTP system table. Your active data table is just like your replica of OLTP table. That's the reason, yes, whenever you report on top of that, it will generate operational report. Now, the concept, it starts with /DS. DS is what it means to custom. Whatever it might be, these are tables that will start with /DS is business intelligence means custom. And if it is an info object, then it will take key, if it is a field, then you already see this part, right? /DAC, and info object. And if it is an info object table, /DAC, if it is a text table, key, then info object. Okay, going forward you are going to see all those things. What is your table? 2 2 7 5 and 0 and click on display. See, all these are acting as a keys, and until now we didn't load any data, so these are going to act as the data keys. So in this fashion, the data, these tables were generated within the ODF. So finally, what you are doing, using the interface, you are creating info objects, but internally what you are doing, you are creating fields objects. Now, using interface, you are creating ODS, but internally you are creating set of tables only. Okay? So you need to understand BW system in that fashion. These tables are arranged in a different way when compared to source systems. That's the reason you can do decision making. Okay? Now come back. So finally, in data warehousing systems, you will see databases, and in ECC system also you will see databases. You can see tables there, and you can see tables there. Finally, the data stores in the field object. But in all these are info objects. Now, let's see come back. And we created ODS, and we ended up creating 3 tables. Now, what is your this is your audio. Now, let me create info source. And while creating info source, what you need to remember, we need to import zero record mode. If you include zero record mode, then there won't be any problem while creating the update rules. The reason is, whenever you create ODS, zero record mode is already there in ODS. Okay? And if you don't keep zero record mode in info source, then while mapping the update rules, you may face problems. You have something in data target you do not have in the info source. That's the reason SAP recommends until 3.x only to keep zero record mode explicitly in the info source. In 7.x, not required, SAP will take care of initializing the zero record mode. Setting up the zero record mode to be initial value. Now, there is our not only in 7.0, we can insert in 3.x also, calendar day. In 3.x, while creating the info queue, we need to insert one time characteristic explicitly. I will discuss this part day after this. Okay? So, what you are doing, you are attending classes in team, right? That's the reason you might be in confusion. Okay, in 3.x, if you are creating an info queue, in 3.x, you need to keep one time characteristic explicitly. In 7.x, no need to do that part. Okay, anyhow, in journey we will come to know all those things. Now, concentrate on this info source creation. This is info source EMPL 30, and we are creating transactional info source, and every time it should be transactional only, and click on continue. Every time it should be flexible only, and click on continue. And right click and assign data source. Here I am giving data source name. Then click on here. Going forward, I do not concentrate on navigation steps. I will move forward. I would like to concentrate only on the concepts. Okay? The navigation steps are not important. Concepts are important. Okay? So EMPL. We already spent a lot of time in navigation. EMPL 30, salary 30, and fact 30, and you are using 3.x data source. That's the reason you need to keep zero record mode. Enter this information. Then come down. Go to the transfer tool and propose the transfer tool and activate it. Which one? This one? Okay, at this moment I don't want to play with this. Okay. The reason is it's already activated, right? Again, if I reactivate, it may take lots of time. That is one reason. And in this system, whenever you upload, whenever you reactivate and whenever you upload, it may end up with CSK version as well. Okay. To avoid those two, I don't want to do this one right now. Okay. Now it's already activated. Then come back and you have info source ready and you have ODS object ready. So what we can do, we can create update loop in between ODS and info source. Now update loop and activate. Update groups are activated, the data flow diagram ready. You have data flow diagram ready. You have ODS, update group, info source, and simply you need to upload the data. Whenever you upload the data, you didn't set ODS activation automatically. That's the reason data goes and fits in the new data table only. If I select info source, and if I trigger, so this is your info source, right? Okay. If I trigger IP, then data will transfer into new data table only. The only reason is I didn't set activation in ODS setting. If I set that one, automatically it transferred into CSA first, new data table next, automatically transferred into active data table and change log table. Now, configuring the data log. And click on monitoring. 8 records saved and 8 records transferred until new data table. That's the reason it shows facing in between. Then go to here and see we have new data table and we have 8 entries in new data table. SID and data packet ID and record number. So this is nothing but your request ID. You can see request ID. Here. Okay, this is request ID. Until now this information is sitting in only new data table. And new data table information, see whatever it is showcasing in these are all in the data. Okay, all in the data. Until this point we need to handle the data. We are not going to report on top of this one. We need to handle the data based on the request for further processing. That's the reason they made these are people. Okay, now come back. Yes, this one, and this one. All we are keeping. We have provided it will set only in active data table. See, this is a key information. That's the reason we see. Key field can have common values. Common in the sense duplicate entries. That won't be any problem. Say like if you are creating a sales order on particular day, yes, you are creating a sales order. You may add some more items to same sales order in another day. Okay, so you are going to see another entry within the same. Okay, but dates are changes. Same sales order, same sales order in the table. Sales order is a sale. It's a kind of important information. That's the reason we made it as a field. Unique field is different and key field is different. Key field means key information. Okay. Now, come back. Active data table. Until now we didn't activate data. That's the reason you can see zero entries in active data table. If I want to transfer or if I want to pass data from new data table to active data table, then we need to perform a special step called activation process. Okay? Select the request and click on activation. Now there is a background job triggered, and this background job will transfer the data from new data table to active data table and change of table parallelly. Select this one and click on start. Now this is the background job created. GPI ODS and A means activation process, and this is background job created. Now if you want to see this job, then click on job. Then click on execute. This job is active. Active in the sense it is cutting the data from new data table and it is transferring the data into the active and change of table. So we need to wait. Now, whatever data in the new data table is transferring into active data table and change of table. If you don't take treatment correct for that, system is busy because of these two drugs. See, from last 69,000 seconds, these two are busy. If I am trying to kill the job, this is the way to kill the job. Cancel the active job. The system is unable to cancel, but after few minutes it will cancel the job for sure. It won't cancel right away, but if it is in between some process, then once it is completed the process, it will complete. It will cancel the job. So the particular job is not doing anything. This is the place you can see process overview. You can see how system resources are utilized. You are running a job in background and the background processes are utilized here. See, you have three background processes. You triggered three. See, we triggered this one, and then particular work processes is going to work for you to complete the job. Finish this one. And we do not have other work processes in either stage. Okay, all the background processes are running. Okay, this much time. Okay, this particular job took this much time. System is taking a lot of time. It's almost 10 minutes. This is cancelled. And now, this is in between, right? I'm deleting this one. Whenever you delete, if you want to delete, don't delete in this fashion. Okay? Go to ODS, right click and delete it. That will delete very easily and compared to this one. See, again there is a job created for deletion also. Okay, see. DA, this information you can see in branch and action particular. DIDL or star. Deletion processing active. That work processors are getting, that's the reason all these processors are taking lot of time. Otherwise deletion won't take this much time and activation process also won't take this much time. See, to delete the data also it is taking lot of time. And as a DA consultant, if you are working in support project, you should have entire information about this job overview. I am going to discuss this information extensively in real-time classes. Okay? Now we will give information whatever you really require to perform general tasks, but extensive information and give later on. See, this is foreground process. Whenever you do foreground, right click and delete data. Now, the dialog process is coming to the picture. If you do background, then your background process will come into the picture. Now, we have so many dialog process. That's the reason it is completed. Deletion very easy. Okay? Now, what we can do? Dialog. The processor name itself dialog. It's going to do work for you. Whenever you perform certain activity, there should be some workers should be there, okay, in the system to perform the work for you. Okay, you are assigning the job to the work process, they are performing for you. And let me trigger load one more time. Now we are loading data in the new data table. Now let me perform activation. Whenever you performing activation process, again it is become yellow. Now the process is running actively and transferring the data from new data table to change the table and active data table. That's the reason it is in yellow. Once background job is completed successfully, then it will turn into the green status. It is in active status, that's the reason it is showcasing in yellow status. So once it is turned into the green, means your background job is completed successfully. Earlier we don't see this reporting icon. When data was in new data table, we don't see this reporting icon. Now you are able to see this reporting icon. The only reason is you are transferring the data into active data table. Once data is available in active data table for this picture, the requested data is available for reporting. That's the reason you are reporting icon change here. Still it is inactive. We need to wait, and if it is turned into the green status, then you can see this one will become green. And if you go back and see the content, you don't see any content in new data table, and you can see content in active data table and change table. Now data has been loaded into active data table and your example is completed. Anyhow, we are going to perform these actions going forward so many times. Okay, so that's the reason I will start this class here, and here I activated. Later on we need to see the factor message, okay, after completion of activation job. So tomorrow there won't be any class, and I will see you. So it's completed these days. So let me complete this. It is showcasing as green there. There might be problem. Okay, let me see. Still it's not completed. You can leave it. And discuss this activation step one more time on next day after tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow there won't be any class. I'll discuss day after. Thank you.